Brilliance Audio presents The Wreckage of Us by Brittainy Cherry. Performed by Rock Angle and Stella Bloom. Hazel. She stood and smoothed out her sundress. As she pushed past me, she gave Ian a seductive smirk. "Call me later, will you?"
"Of course, Rachel."
Her eyes widened. "My name's Laura."
"That's what I said."
Ian waved in a dismissive way. If he could be any more of a small-town cliché, he'd be Jess from Gilmore Girls. Cocky and arrogant, with a whole lot of sexiness. I wasn't attracted to him in any way, shape, or form due to his disgusting personality, but pretending Ian wasn't sexy was a waste of time. The man oozed sex appeal like black magic. It was as if he had sold his soul to the devil to look that good. Ink-black hair, tattooed body, arms that made it look like he deadlifted cattle during his downtime. And that freaking rock star smirk. You knew the smirk. That same smirk I was sure he'd given to Laura earlier that day. We lived in the countryside where most people's wardrobes were plaid shirts and jeans, sundresses and cowboy boots, but where most people were more or less ordinary looking, Ian looked like a demigod who'd been placed in the wrong galaxy. While he yanked up his boxers and jeans, I turned away, giving him a bit more privacy than I had a few moments before. When he finished, he cleared his throat. I looked back at him and he brushed his thumb against his nose. His lips were pressed together, unpleased.
"Who the hell are you?"
Obviously his new sworn enemy. "Hazel."
"Hazel what?"
"Stone. Hazel Stone." The minute I said my full name, Ian's brows knitted tightly together as a sneer fell against his lips.
"Your mother's Jean Stone?"
I swallowed hard. Anyone who knew my mother normally wasn't a big fan of hers because they knew of her connection to Charlie, the big bad wolf of Erie's. "Yes, that's her." His hands made and released fists non-stop as the information settled into his head.
"Does Big Paw know this?"
"Yes, he was made aware. I don't see what this has to do with—"
"He knew of this."
He cut me off.
"And said I'm supposed to train you?"
"That's what he said."
1 hour.
Ian growled.
"I give you 1 hour before you run out of this place crying like a baby. You don't have what it takes to work here, to work under my watch."
Ian. Hazel Stone was Jean Stone's daughter, Charlie Riley's stepdaughter, and a person I had no desire to get to know, let alone train. Anything and anyone who was attached to the likes of Charlie Riley was no one I wanted in my life. That included Hazel. The collar of Hazel's long-sleeved black shirt sat tightly pressed over her nostrils as we stood in the pig pens. I'd instructed her to start shoveling out one of the pens for cleaning, and she was struggling, just as I'd known she would be. Every now and again, Hazel made gagging sounds, as if she were about to upchuck her lunch. "Don't think anyone's going to give you an easier time around here because you're a girl," I ordered her, as she shoveled soiled hay into the wheelbarrow. "I'm not a girl," she barked, struggling to lift her pitchfork, but not giving up. I glanced back at her and eyed her up and down. Before I could comment, she shot her stare my way. "I'm a woman," I huffed. "Barely. What are you, 18? "Yes, which is exactly the age of becoming a woman. I'm not a girl." I rolled my eyes so hard I was certain I'd lose my eyesight. "Woman, girl, chick, whatever. Just finish your job. You're going to have to move faster than that if you want to work here. You're wasting time taking so long on that one pen. There's 7 more you got to get to cleaning." She gasped. 7? There's no... "No what?" I cut in. "No way you can do 7 pens?" I lifted a brow, and she noticed. A sinister smirk fell against my lips. It had only been 45 minutes, and it seemed like little Hazel was already close to waving the white flag. She rolled her shoulders back and stood straighter. I can do 7 pens. I will do 7 pens, even if it takes all night.